Yo, what's up guys? This is Rise and welcome to another video. Today I am leaving for the Latin American International Championships in Sao Paulo, where I actually won't be competing. I'll be one of the casters, which I'm really excited for. And this is a historic event because this is the first time that we're doing a limited meta in a official Play Pokemon Championship Series Go tournament, and this is going to be the LAIC Championship Series meta, and it's also coming to the Go Battle League. So we're going to go over the meta just a little bit and give you a few teams that you can try to use here in the Go Battle League as we start to wind down the GBL season and try to climb some elos. So if I go over to pvpoke.com and we take a look at this meta, let me set this up here. There is a rankings that you guys can see over on pvpoke.com, and that'll help you figure out what's good in this meta, in this limited meta. And you see Oranguru and Turtonator dominating on top. These two are on almost every team. Then you have some ice types like Glalie, Dugong, and Celio. Dugong is definitely the most common I've seen being utilized out of these ice types, but there is definitely play for Glalie and Celio. Glalie having rollout is going to help against some of these fire types more so, and also against Gyarados, which is really common in this meta. So if I had to pick like a core four, Oranguru, Turtonator, Dugong, and Gyarados are definitely the four most common I'm seeing, but there's quite a few more options, and things like Alolan Marowak, where you can even spice up the moveset with Hex and Flame Wheel. Remember, Flame Wheel got buffed. Things like Goodra have seen play. It has that Thunder Punch coverage for things like Dugong and Gyarados. And we go further down, and there's like some more spicier picks, like a Rufflet. Maybe you could have some play Grumpig as well. Avalugg, Drampa, I've seen some. Dodrio is one of my favorites. It's just so frail. It can be tough to use, but it's also really dangerous. So just a quick little overview of the rankings here, and something you can reference to try and build a team over on PvPoke. But that being said, we have some teams from my fellow casters and I to show you some examples of what you could use, what we think might be good here in this limited meta. And here we go. Let's scooch on over a little bit. Maybe I'll get this little logo out of the way and start it from the top. We've got a team from Speediest Chief, who was doing the preview show for LAIC. I encourage you to go give that a watch on the official YouTube channel for Pokemon, Play Pokemon. Goodra, Frostlass, and Runerigus. Double Ghost team meant to be played ABA style. Goodra weakens the lead and the ghosts farm down. Makes a lot of sense. Frostlass, something I remember he mentioned that he liked in this meta, and Frostlass, something you can't really sleep on. I haven't seen a ton of them, but with that crunch coverage for Oranguru and the Powder Snow for certain dragon types, I could definitely see it being a factor. So a cool pick from Speedy. Next we have David over from the video game. He's a VGC caster, but apparently he knows a thing or two about Go. He's running Dragonair, one of my favorite Pokemon, Glalie, and Skeledirge. So really cool team. These are three kind of like secondary meta picks, at least from what I've seen. And it says Hex on Skeledirge helps against Dusknoir and Turtonator. Incinerate is better against Oranguru and Dugong. Yeah, so kind of have the option with Skelly, whether you want to run Hex or Incinerate. I think either have merit. And then opting for that Dragon Pulse on Dragonair, which makes sense because you kind of want Body Slam for the other dragons and for Gyarados, and then Dragon Pulse gives you that hard-hitting option for something like Oranguru. Next up, we have Chris Prazer. He's going to be part of the LAIC tournament staff. He's running Talonflame with Incinerate, Fly, Flame Charge, Oranguru, and Goodra. Now keep in mind, Oranguru, first team we're seeing it on, but it's going to be really common. It's one of the strongest Pokemon in this meta, and it is one of the best safe swaps as well. There's not a whole lot of things that are going to hard punish Oranguru in this meta, and with that it's going to be one of the most prevalent, I have to say. Talonflame can easily set up shield advantage for this backline. Brave Bird can also be used in place of Flame Charge for a heavy hitting surprise attack. Yep, very cool. Next up, we have Inadequance, who wrote a beautiful article detailing this tournament and kind of building up to it. So I can leave that link in the description for y'all. And I mean, we might post this in conjunction together as well. So here we go. Incinerate, Brutal Swing, Dragon Claw on Turtonator. Medicham safe swap with Psycho Cut, Ice Punch, and Dynamic Punch. And then the closer is Dugong, Ice Shard, Icy Wind, Drill Run. Medicham has some very surprising wins in the meta and makes for one of the safest Pokemon, only really afraid of ghost type Pokemon. I did notice that. I did notice Medi, because that Psycho Cut Dynamic Punch pacing is crazy to get to Dynamic Punch in just 5 Psycho Cuts. So that crazy pacing is going to make Medicham really spammy and really dangerous in this meta. So is Medicham back? We will have to wait and see. But that's not all, folks. We have a few more teams featuring one from yours truly. And bang, look at that. I literally just did a little fancy thing on the side to make that happen. Here we go. Alpha Phoebe. These are, by the way, these are my co-casters for the event. Super excited. Alpha Phoebe running Gyarados, Drampa, and Oranguru. I'm going to make this a little bit bigger. It's actually a little bit tough for me to read. And we'll go down one by one. Play out the zeros with Gyarados against most matchups. Use energy advantage on Drampa to strip shields, and then sweep with the monkey. So kind of like an ABA dragon, but because Gyarados is that pseudo dragon, it doesn't have a lot of the same weaknesses as Drampa. They're actually kind of quite different in terms of that. So cool team from Phoebe. I like it. Next team is DeFi Matang, Runerigus, and Gyarados. If you guys have a Matang, I mean, Matang for so many seasons was never relevant, never viable. One of the worst Pokemon, actually, in the rankings for Great League. But now, ever since the Fury Cutter buff, Psyshock got buffed, Gyro Ball even got buffed as well, like triple buffed. It actually is a decent Pokemon in this meta, and it counters the most common Pokemon, Oranguru. So it says Runerigus goes crazy with energy advantage. Gyarados is anticipated to be a very strong and popular pick in the meta. Absolutely true. Next team from Koning Lionheart, we have Glalie, Gyarados, and Goodra. So another kind of double pseudo dragon with the Goodra and back, and Gyarados kind of being that non-dragon but dragon breath user. And I like this. Glalie plays leads and gets shield swap out of Turtonator only. No one expects Draco Meteor. I didn't notice that either. I wasn't expecting that either. And I'm looking at the graphic with the open team sheet moveset. And Draco's pretty dang cool on Goodra. The thing is, it takes quite a while to get to Draco, and it's kind of like high risk, high reward if they actually shield it. Because sometimes, like, if you build up that much with Goodra, they might start to think like you've got the Draco. So, but if you're looking to have some fun in the Go Battle League, I think that is absolutely an awesome idea. And we finish things off with a team from myself. I'm not even going to look at the description, but I thought this was a cool team with Ember on Turtonator, because Ember pacing is going to help you a little bit in the mirror. I think Incinerate is still very viable, and Incinerate might even be more consistent overall because you can actually farm down things better. But Ember gives you that ability to time things a little bit more fine-tuned, and gives you that quick energy. And then this is a very ABB team where you kind of want to swap Dugong most of the time to lure out something like an Oranguru, and maybe set up a farm down, like an Ember down with Turtonator, and after you debuff something, and then set up that spammy Celio in the back for the sweep. Hopefully Dugong lures out the steel types, because you can actually win the zero shield scenario against things like Matang, against things like Bronzong. So yeah, there you have it, folks. The Latin American International Championships coming soon to a stream near you. Make sure to check out the official Pokemon channel. And I am so excited to commentate in Sao Paulo. I literally leave in like 8 hours from now. So that being said, thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like, subscribe, comment down below. All your comments are appreciated. And thank you once again. See you in the next one. Peace.